Just general thoughts. Yeah, hard-fought win, and these two guys did a great job. I thought A.J. Antoine here did a great job of keeping us in the game in the first half, just with his effort and his stay-to-itiveness, because no one really had their offensive game, and the guys starting. I mean, we couldn't score very well at all, and so I thought he just did a great job of kind of keeping us at bay. We talk all the time, when you're not playing well, close the gap, and I thought really his effort that way was very consistent. Now, obviously, defensively, I thought he played really, really hard, was locked in on the scouting report, did a very good job on anyone we had to put him on there. Jonathan, I thought, really second half, and it just shows his maturity of regrouping, not having a great first half and coming out and really taking us by the offensive side of the ball and doing a great job. We're going to have a lot of close games like this. This is the kind of way this team is. I mean, if you think about it, 3 of our 4 conference games have been really close games. So we're going to have to play with duress there and play through mistakes and that type of things. But happy with the win, and you guys get a day off tomorrow, and then we got to prepare for the next one.
Jonathan, 24 in this, all but 2 points in the second half. Just kind of what went right for you in the second half, do you think?
Just getting to my spots and picking the situations I drive or shoot. Just trying to stay poised, like Coach said.
Did you feel like, you had a kind of a tough matchup with Vanderplas. He's bigger than you, but he's not as quick. So, it's kind of, you started hitting some of those drives. Did you feel like they can't really stay in front of me?
Yeah, kind of. I work on my game a lot, so I trust myself over anybody.
You had, 3-point shooting last year. You're way better. What? How did you do that?
Just this summer, spent a lot of time in the gym working. Me and Rondo, we always in the gym. Just shoot it with confidence.
Right. You were 5 of 47, I think, from 3 last year, and now you're over 30%. So it's a big. Do you feel like there's no hesitancy now? You can line it up and shoot it.
Yeah, Coach give us a lot of freedom at the 3-point line, so that helps too. When your coach wants you to shoot that shot, and he don't care, and he just wanted it to be a good shot. So that helps as well.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing Jonathan's doing this year is and I thought A.J. Knight, 2 good shots. These are good shooters. When they take good shots, I think that's been our issue at times is shot selection, shooting quick threes or when we need to drive closeouts. And tonight, these 2 guys, thank goodness they did shoot the ball well because the rest of our guys really struggled shooting the ball from 3. So we're going to have nights like that. But I think his shot selection, he's always been a guy in the gym, spending a lot of time on his game that way. But along with it, I think his shot selection has really grown as a player.
That last bucket, is that how you drew the play up, and how much? Just talk about how much confidence you might have in Jonathan with some of the other.
Yeah. We talked about getting the ball in. We had plenty of time on the clock. If we wanted to go to him because we felt he was, the most effective in terms of second half playing. He'd really been scoring the ball well. So we ran a little set for him, but also if the set's not there, check it off, play off it. But I thought he had a good job at driving it, jumping down, using his footwork and getting the step through. It was a really nice finish. And then we got the big deflection at the other end to get the turnovers, which was huge. So those 2 big plays there by our guys that you need to do when you win close games.
Jonathan, has anybody ever measured your wingspan?
Yeah.
It's like how long?
7'1".
7 feet 1. Jim, just what do you think of, he can take 2 steps from the free throw line, not even long
and
steps,
get there.
And it's a layup. What do you advantage of that?
Yeah, I think the length in his footwork is getting much better. I think that's the biggest thing. He'll tell you he spent a lot of time working on that. And the other thing is that with that length, and I think in the second half, I'm trying to think how many rebounds you had at half, but in the first half, it wasn't what we wanted. And we talk a lot about, hey, look, when you're playing your A game, you usually rebound the ball very well. So in the first half, what do you have in the first half? I'm sorry. Okay, I think he had 1 or 2. Yeah, so he had 5 or 6 in the second half. So that usually translate to him playing very well offensively.
Antoine, just kind of how do you feel about your shot? Do you feel like your outside shot, it's coming?
I feel like it's there, you know. It's just a matter of just, you know, shooting the right shot, like Coach says, shooting good shots, and just, you know, having that confidence, just shooting it.
I mean, you shot 39% for a full season from three, your last full season. And, you know, so this, you know, the numbers weren't there, but you still, you know you're a 39% shooter, right? Not a 23%.
Right, yeah, I still know, like, you know, I'm a good shooter, but, you know, it's like the feel. I kind of lost the feel a little bit, you know, after sitting out that year. But, you know, I'm getting way more comfortable now, you know, out there. And Coach, you know, telling me to stick with it. He got trust in me. All my teammates got trust in me. And, you know, that helped out a lot.
Yeah, and I think the other thing with Antoine, I mean, is that defensively, we've been giving him some really good assignments, some good challenging assignments. So he's done a really good job on night in, night out. And I think sometimes, you know, it's like I always tell the guys, it's what about the other 95% other than your shot? I mean, what are the other things you're going to do to help us win? And whether it's taking a charge, a loose ball, he was the guy tonight that was doing the blue collar stuff. I thought. To keep us kind of around, you know. And I thought Mabala in the second half came up with some big defensive plays in terms of help. We had a real hard time with Preston downhill, and he has that size, so we got to look at the tape next time we play him. But he really hurt us. But you know, we kind of kept moving Antoine around quite a bit to get different stops there. So
you got to be a charge there on Preston.
Yeah, that was huge.
What was that? I mean, you weren't on him actually. I don't think, right?
No,
you were.
I was help side. Yeah, I was help side. I knew that he been aggressive all game, trying to get downhill, and I knew like once he got that deep, he wasn't really looking to pass. So I just stayed there and took the charge.
Right. And Jim, just kind of what do you think of Jonathan's development this year? I mean, obviously, you know, his athleticism is off the charts, but you know, it just.
Well, I think his maturity is really jumped up. I mean, me and Nate were talking last night. He's a much better listener. You know, he takes criticism. He thinks I yell at him all the time, but he really, I think, takes it and registers it now, takes the content and forgets about the tone and gathers himself. The other thing is that he's been able to regroup a couple times when he hasn't played well in the first half, which is I always think is a sign of a really good basketball player. You know, if I had one bad half, it's not going to happen the second half. So I think he's maturing there. Defensively, he's improving. And so I think he's finding out like there's more to the game than just one thing, you know. And when you concentrate on all the other team things, guess what? You end up shooting the ball generally pretty well. And that's kind of what the blue collar thing's all about. It's about doing the other 95% of the game other than your shot. And then usually when you're doing well in those areas, those things go up, you know. So I think that's really important.
Tightened the rotation a lot in the second half. You know, what was kind of thoughts behind that, and you know, how do you feel about what you're doing?
Yeah, well, some of our guys like Josh and Devontae, we sat him a lot in the first half. Rondo wasn't feeling good going into the game. We got a little bit of a touch of the flu, so his just didn't seem like he had it as well as like the last game with it. So. Kind of there. I thought Gabe gave us a couple of minutes there in the first half. We just kind of like tightened because we took that lead, and with some media timeouts, we called the timeout, give our guys a break. I just thought in the pace of the game, we were okay. I kept asking those guys if they were all right in terms of playing, but they seemed like their win was all right. And knowing that they had a day off tomorrow, I felt like, hey, look, you got to empty the tank out there and leave it on the floor.
Jonathan, do your teammates call you Jonathan or Nate?
Nate.
Do you have a sport jacket?
No.
I was just going to ask the size.
Are you giving him one or what? What's the deal here? I mean,